Welcome back to the live series, and finally I'm live on LinkedIn after so long time and for the first time on YouTube. Well, I have a few things to share with you, but today what we are going to talk about is lead generation or demand generation. What is more important, and in 2024 what is actually going to worth it if you want to put in some efforts. Now, let me talk what is demand generation and what is lead generation. But before that, guys, let me know from where are you watching me, which country, which city. Just drop me in the comments. I'm all watching right there. So if I'm watching there, I'm actually trying to read your comments. So just understand, okay? I would love to know from where you are watching me. All right, drop the comments. I can see a few coming in. Okay, YouTube guys, do drop comments. I'm first time live on YouTube. I would love to know how many of you are here and how many of you are watching. Although my fan following, my family is quite big and fat on LinkedIn, but YouTube is very little baby now, but it's okay. Cool. Hi guys, welcome back to the live series, and finally I'm live on LinkedIn after so long time and for the first time on YouTube. Well, I have a few things to share with you, but today what we are going to talk about is lead generation or demand generation. What is more important, and in 2024 what is actually going to worth it if you want to put in some efforts. Now, let me talk what is demand generation and what is lead generation. But before that, guys, let me know from where are you watching me, which country, which city. Just drop me in the comments. I'm all watching right there. So if I'm watching there, I'm actually trying to read your comments. So just understand, okay? I would love to know from where you are watching me. All right, drop the comments. I can see a few coming in. Okay, YouTube guys, do drop comments. I'm first time live on YouTube. I would love to know how many of you are here and how many of you are watching. Although my fan following, my family is quite big and fat on LinkedIn, but YouTube is very little baby now, but it's okay. Cool. So let's talk about it. I can read your comments. I'll definitely reply, and my team is also working on that on the same. So yeah, keep dropping your comments. First, let us talk about what is demand generation. So the by its name, it is very clear to understand that demand, that directly means that when you want to represent your services and product and you want to just introduce this, okay, demand, you need to generate a demand, you need to make your target audience feel that there is the need of your kind of services or product. Okay, now moving back to lead generation, you already know, but many of you, I must say that 90% of people merge demand generation and lead generation. So that's the biggest mistake you all are making. When you want to business with LinkedIn, understand the basics of business with LinkedIn. When you want to generate some business as a freelancer, as a business owner, as a large organization, you need to understand one simple thing, that lead generation is smaller part of demand generation. So understand, it's a whole funnel, okay, where there is a top funnel, bottom funnel, okay, and then middle, it comes a lot of efforts into that. I'll definitely talk about in the whole event, so stay tuned, stick to this particular event. But before that, tell me, how many of you actually know what is demand generation? Have you heard this term before? Okay, if you know, write yes. If you don't know, write a no and let me know if you really know what is demand generation. Okay, guys, back again to the topic. What is the major difference between demand and lead generation? So, number one is focus. See, understand, when you are doing demand generation, creating awareness and interest of your services and product called demand generation. Understand, hear me again very carefully. Demand generation is all about creating awareness and interest of your product and service. But when it comes to lead generation, the focus will definitely shift to converting those interested people into prospects and leads. All right, so don't even think that okay, I'm doing lead generation, where you're not doing lead generation, you're kind of doing demand generation, that too not in proper manner. Okay, so you have to understand the focus. All right, and when I talk about the funnel wherein you are actually looking to make some business, make some money on LinkedIn, you have to understand that there are three steps in a funnel: top, middle, and bottom. And when it comes to demand generation, that is the top funnel, and lead generation is the bottom funnel, guys. That's the biggest difference of demand generation and lead generation, of course. Yeah, I see a lot many people are coming in. Hi guys, I would love to know from where you are watching me, and I am live after a long time. But this series is going to be really, really helpful because this is all about business on LinkedIn. How you can do business, how you can earn money, how you can generate leads. And this is purely advanced content that you are watching for free, but not for a long period of time. So make sure that you stay tuned for the entire live so that you gain some values out of this live series. Okay, all right, so coming to the second difference of demand and lead generation is target audience. Now understand, when you are doing demand generation, you are targeting a set of people that are not aware of your offer and services. Okay, so you're actually targeting those people who are not actively looking for your services and products. But in lead generation, you are looking for those people who are actively finding your kind of services in the market. It's a very clear difference. For example, I know that you are struggling to understand because this is very new for you. See, for example, I provide LinkedIn marketing services. So if I am actually talking to a person who was actually looking for it, so that will come into the bottom funnel, that is lead generation. But if I'm knocking the door of someone who is not even looking for LinkedIn marketing, and I'll knock his door or her door. I'll say, hi, I'm providing this and that services, I can help you with this, would you be interested in? And then that time he or she is not looking for that particular service, but I'm generating the demand. Okay, so that's the difference between the target audience. So target audience of demand generation would be not aware of your kind of services and is not willing to purchase at all. But you're always likely to turn the demand generation into lead generation very easily if you are doing it really in a proper manner. Okay, now moving towards to the third difference between demand and lead generation is goal. What is your goal? Okay, every one of you come on LinkedIn and see like, okay, how I can make more money, how I can make business, how I can generate more sales on LinkedIn. But what you end up with is just lead generation, and that's it. And that's where you fail. That's why you feel like, okay, Shraddha, you always say that LinkedIn is really fruitful, but not for me. Wait, hold on. I tell you that if your goal is very clear, you can rightly do it. So coming to the main point is, in demand generation, increasing interest and brand awareness is your goal. Okay, so when you are actually trying to generate leads, don't just go and sell your product. Try to generate some demand. This is 2024, and you cannot only sit and wait for your ideal client to come to you. You have to create the demand of your product or your service. So to do that, what you will do is you will actually create the demand. You already know that your product is very much in demand, for those people who are actually looking for your product. But in the same case, you're not making justice with that. Why? Because you're not touching that particular audience which has the scope of conversion, but you're not actually informing them. So creating demand becomes necessary. That's why it is a top funnel category. Now you have to do demand generation, this is very clear. And I'm hosting a demand generation and my last event of the year on 23rd September. sorry, I am living in September. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So I'm hosting one webinar on 23rd December 2023. It's the last event of the year, and I am willing to invite you guys. Please come and join if you want to grow your LinkedIn, if you are a business owner, if you are an if you are C-suite professional, if you are a freelancer, this one is for you. Okay, coming back to the topic. And now the goal of lead generation is to capture the contact information. So when you are sitting on LinkedIn and you say like, okay, I'll use Sales Navigator because I want to generate leads. But at the same time, you forget that you are actually trying to develop a sales funnel for touching your target audience, and then you will try to grab their contact details, and that's what is your goal when you are doing lead generation. But when it comes to demand generation, you are more likely to increase the brand awareness and interest of your services and products. Now, coming to the fourth major difference, I'll say, is tactics. There are different type of tactics you use. There are different things. For example, in demand, to generate demand of my services and product, what I do content marketing, and that's my biggest weapon, guys. And this should be your biggest weapon as well in 2024 for sure, because content is never going to have an end. It's simple as that. It is what it is, but it is a very truth statement that content is the future and you cannot forget to leverage it. Okay. For to generate demand of your product or services, you must do content marketing, which may include blogs, articles, webinar, lives, and videos, all of these things. And then when I go to other type of category to generate demand, I'll definitely touch the point of social media marketing. That is very important when you want to generate the demand of your product or service. Industrial events, sponsorships, public relations, yes, PR do come in the demand generation category. So now my question is, have you ever wondered that PR does come into demand generation? I mean, you must be thinking like this is a promotion thing, this will come into promotion category, but originally it comes under demand generation. All right. Now, what is the tactic for lead generation? So I don't know, many of you using, and many of you definitely are not using the lead magnets. If you're generating leads, you have to have lead magnets. Many people go on LinkedIn and try to generate leads without lead magnets. So I tell them that have a landing page. You have to have a lot of thing to offer to a particular client or a prospect. Then only you can expect them to get convert. All right. And to do that, what you have to do is, you have to have landing page, you have to have lead magnets like ebooks, like checklist, small checklist, and email marketing as well, and paid advertising, also lead scoring. All of these things you must have in your bucket when you are trying to generate leads. So understand the tactics, the strategies that are to be used for demand generation and for lead generation is very two separate things. So make sure you put your time and efforts accordingly. All right. Then moving forward to the metrics part, this is the last difference I want to tell you. So metrics, if I talk about metrics, I'll say that the both of the things have different and separate metrics. So for example, if you go on demand generation, you have to track how much web traffic you are getting, what is the social media analytics, how you are growing, what topics actually bringing you conversations, what type of people you are getting in your followership, in your conversations like inbox. And you also have to check how many brand mentions are there for you, how many leads are getting generated in demand side. Okay. And when you are done with the demand side, come into the checking metrics of lead generation. Now, how do you do that? I tell you, lead conversion rate and lead quality score is very necessary, and at the same time you must have a sales pipeline growth. Now, to create all of these things, I have my separate mentorship program. This has no particular one formula. There is a reason behind it, because every business nature is different, so I create a different strategy and different funnel for the same, because something works for me cannot work for you, and one thing works for me cannot work with me in all the segmentation. I do segmentation when it comes to lead generation. So for example, if I'm targeting US clients, there'll be different strategy and different metrics that I'll check on. And if I'm targeting the Dubai client, I'll have a different strategy at the same time. So this is what you need to understand very clearly, that do not stick to one particular thing. That's why I have opened my one-to-one call sections that you can definitely book on TopMate. Yeah. All right, so that's about it. It's already like I have already discussed all the major points. What is the exact difference in between demand generation and lead generation? But now here is the question. I want to learn. I want to know that what is something that you feel is very challenging when it comes to lead generation for you. Let me know. I'll be there to answer your comments for sure, 100%. But then, now, here is an invitation comes from me to you. I am hosting a webinar that is the last webinar of the entire year, and you are invited to watch it. If you want to grow your LinkedIn, if you want to generate leads, if you want to accelerate your growth, if you want to gain more followers, if you want to become a thought leader, if you want to get noticed, if you want to have a top level job or C-suite jobs, everything around it. So everything you must know to get ready for 2024, join my event, join my webinar. That is not public like this. I'm not going to be live on LinkedIn or anywhere else, or on YouTube. I am hosting this in a separate room in the Zoom. So make sure that you join and register for that, because yes, there are small limited seats. Okay, that's about it. That's it. Drop the questions in the comment box, and I'm watching it all. And yeah, I'm there to help you. DM me LinkedIn, and I'll help you to know everything around it. If you're facing any challenge, I'm all there to help you. That's it for the day, and this was the first live on YouTube. And yes, the first live after so long time, especially after my marriage. This is the first live on LinkedIn. So yeah, guys, you can expect me to come live very frequently from now. Yeah, that's it. Have a good day, and bye bye.